I want to start by, do you blame anybody for this attack on the hospital to start with? And we also heard Reverend Sewell on BBC. Do you confirm what he was saying there, that the hospital did receive warnings from the Israelis to evacuate the hospital?
Yes, I think that the facts on the ground that we have not only Al Arab Hospital that received a warning for evacuation. Like all the people of North Gaza, at least 15 hospitals received a warning, including the Arab Ahli Hospital that received a warning to evacuate the hospital. We have actually, as from an ethical point of view, like I'm sure that different hospitals took a stand, like in order to continue, because how they can leave the hospital with everything that's happening. But we have the moral obligation to notify everybody who's been in the hospital, whether they are civilians or our staff, that we have received a warning to evacuate the hospital. So that is a fact. Yes.
Do you know who bombed the hospital? Can you tell us who bombed the hospital?
We know that what we know is what we saw on the TV. We are not people. We are people of the cross. We are people of the church. And to come to a conclusion, we are not military experts who can determine what happened. But I want to tell you something that what we know at least, that there are many buildings, there are many houses, there are many places that they have been bombed by airstrikes, Israeli airstrikes, and these are facts. Who did this? This is not for us to determine or to give judgment. But I think let people just see what is happening on the ground. Let people see beyond even the hospital, and we hope that again people will come to a conclusion that enough with this war, and enough with the lives that have been lost on every side.
When did the warning come? And also I want to pick up 3 days prior, on October 13th, the hospital, the Ahli Arab Hospital, has also been targeted. And according to video and pictures from the hospital, the mammography department and the other clinics inside the hospital has been damaged. Did we determine that was an Israeli strike on the hospital?
What happened is that in about 3 days ago, the hospital was struck by two, I don't know what to classify them as, like two rockets or whatever they were. They damaged the 4th floor and the ceiling, top floor of our new diagnostic center. And also the other one hit in the ultrasound and the mammography room that is on the 2nd floor.
Did you receive any call by the Israeli authorities after the strike?
After the strike? Yes, we have received different calls from different people about the asking what happened. People called us in order to kind of ask what happened, and that from many sides, not only from diplomats, from authorities, from
Israeli government?
Sorry?
Israeli government?
No, not the Israeli government.
In terms of the warnings that you got, could you tell us what form of warnings? Were they written warnings, telephone calls, and how many of them were there ahead of this?
We had, since the decision being made about evacuation of North Gaza to the south of Gaza, we have received 3 warnings. So beginning, I think, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So these 3 were many by telephone. They would phone the administration, telling them as much as they did with all, because they have the phone numbers of all the directors of the hospital, so they can they either send message or whatever means they have to notify. So these are the 3 warnings that there were.
So you received 3 warnings after the first strike to your church, saying that the hospital would be bombed. What did the warning say?
The warning that the hospital will be bombed. Let's be clear. The warnings, they were to evacuate the hospital.
To evacuate the hospital.
Yes, that was the warning.
But the warning was that otherwise, sorry to be clarified, that was implicit in that was the idea that the hospital would be bombed because you had to evacuate it. They said you say you would evacuate the hospital.
The connection people make, what happened on the facts on the ground. 3 days before the actual bombing, the hospital was hit in the 2 floors that I mentioned, and then we continued to receive the notices to evacuate, and then the hospital was struck last night. So these are the facts on the ground. that actually happened.
Given that the facts as you have set them out to us here in this room, the Israeli denials that they are involved in the bombing and that it was an Israeli missile, we must accept that they are worthless, they are baseless, those Israeli denials, given they sent you 3 warnings to evacuate the hospital. Do you agree with that analysis?
People can analyze what they want to analyze. Again, from our point of view, we as the church, we continue to say that, the place, the hospital itself is a sanctuary for people, and what happened there is a crime. We are not, again, a military people to decide, or we are not journalists to analyze. We are not politicians to decide. What we are saying here is that, what has happened in the hospital is a crime, is a massacre.
So do you see the first strike 3 days ago as a warning strike to evacuate the hospital so that people would get out, and the implication of it, of course, was that if you didn't, there would be a major bombing?
You are saying that, sir. What I'm saying is that, we received the 2 missiles that hit the hospital, and as we could see and tell that they are from an Israeli strike at the hospital, and then we received the warnings, and then the blast took place.
Can I carry on about the warnings that you received to evacuate? I just want to clarify, because I don't fully understand the questions and the answers, but there was a general call to evacuate and to go south. Are you talking about that call to evacuate, or are you saying that there were specific warnings, get out of the building, we're going to hit this building?
There were specific warnings to get out of the building.
Okay.
For 3 days, since Saturday.
How many people were?
I just wanted to clarify, sorry, the Palestinian representative has been quoted by Reuters saying that one of these warnings came 1 hour before the explosion last night. Can you confirm that?
1 hour. As I said, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And this is Tuesday, that's yesterday. I'm not aware of the warning that was yesterday. I'm not aware of it as if it happened.
How many of the displaced people from northern Gaza were taking sanctuary in your premises?
Every day was different. The first day we received the first warning, there were about almost something like 5,000 people. Then when we told them that we received the notification to evacuate the hospital, something like 200 remained in the hospital. That's the first day. Then people started coming in and going out depending on what is happening around. They said we are in the center of Gaza, in the Zaytun neighborhood, Saha as we call it in Gaza. We are in the center, and every time there is bombing, every time there is an airstrike, people flee to the hospital because, as I said, this is a sanctuary for them. So it has been kind of fluctuating between thousands coming in and out depending on the day or the time of the day or what is taking place in our neighborhood.